because you can't make sales from unopened emails. Well, hello, friends. Welcome back to the Jennifer Allwood Show, where I try to help you grow your business, make more sales, change your life, your family's life, lives of those around you. I'm excited to be here today. I'm going to talk about a topic that you might find a little dry and boring. I'll keep it interesting. Stay here. We're going to talk about ways to improve your email open rate. Okay, so listen, before you decide to not listen any longer to this podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, hi. Yes, I do have new Barbie pink glasses that I'm obsessed with. I just want to reiterate for the 9 millionth time of my career that you have got to have an email list. If you are going to have a legit business in the year 2024 and beyond, like an email list is not optional. You have to send emails. Now, for the three of you who are like, but Jen, I hate emails. Well, you know what? But that's your clients are used to being marketed to via email. It's like one of those things that list 5 things that every professional legit business have. Well, it has a social media. It has a business name. It has a separate bank account. By the way, I'm just winging this. I'm just yanking this out of my booty real quick. It has a separate bank account then, so you're not mixing personal funds with business funds. I can't think of number 4, so we'll just skip that since I'm just making stuff up as I go. And number 5, it has an email list. Okay. So, I have a whole podcast dedicated to why you need an email list. Today, what I want to talk about is not only that you have to have a list and then B, that you have to like use the list, but the third part of that, part C, which is how do you make sure that when you send emails to your list that they're actually being open? Because let's say you have, 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 people on your email list, which, we have above that. Okay, if you only have 4 that open them, that is a fail. Okay, so what do we need to do to make sure that not only are we sending an email, but the people who are sitting down at their desk, that's me, sitting down at my desk typing, or they are looking at their phone and opening up their inbox, that they actually open the emails that you send, because you can't make sales from unopened emails. You just can't. So they have to get them to open the email before there's a chance of them clicking on a link inside of the email and then going to your website and buying. Okay. So the average email open rate across all industries is about 20 to 30%. There was a time when our goal was just being above 25% all the time. Right now, our email open rate is on average 40 to 50% on every email. Like my team has just kicked butt, and there's a lot of things that we've done to make sure we have an email open rate that's that high. And for those of you that are like, okay, wow. I mean, yes, it is pretty impressive, right? Go Team Allwood. So I want to give you some things that you can do to make sure people are opening up your emails. Because if you have, let's just say for easy math, you have 1,000 people who get your emails, who are on your email list. And the difference between an open rate of 20%, which is 200 of those 1,000 people, versus 40 or 50%, which is 400 to 500, is huge. That's the difference. I mean, it's a double the amount of people opening, which then you hope, maybe could equal double the amount of people go to your website and double the amount of people potentially buy. I mean, does the math always math like that? No, but what I'm saying is anything you can do to get people to open those emails as much as possible is only going to increase your chance and likelihood of somebody purchasing. Okay. So I'm going to give you some thoughts, some ideas, some things that we do here at Team Allwood to make sure that our emails are getting open. Okay. These are in no particular order. Number 1, occasionally do an email where you say, hit reply now. Because what that does is it signals to your email provider when you send out an email and you say, hey guys, hit reply now with your, the thing that you most love about working with me, or hit reply now with your idea for this live event I've got, or hit reply now and tell me which of these things is your favorite, whatever. When there is a reply now, what it actually shows your email provider is like a conversation and a relationship has been started versus just a one-sided marketing intensive. There is not like an algorithm with email, but there are like nuances. There are things that you can do to make sure your emails are being open, that they're landing in the inbox, etc. One of those like ninja tricks is on occasion, send an email that says, hit reply now and tell me, which of these dates you'd be most interested in a live event, or hit reply now and tell me the biggest thing you're struggling with in your business, or hit reply now and tell me when you would most like to stay at Museum Beach. Like do a reply now email. It will be helpful. Okay. Second thing I want you to do is really work on your subject line. Um, it is baffling to me, I think, how many people have terrible subject lines. And I don't open emails with bad subject lines. I literally have a folder. I just opened it up here on my desktop called good copy for subject lines. Okay. Because here's the difference between a good one and a bad one. Like, okay, here's one that I saved back in December of 2021. My friend Adrienne Richardson, who does Facebook ads, she sent out an email. The subject line is 10 people you must follow in 2022. Well, I don't open every one of Adrienne's emails by a long shot. But I remember opening that one because I'm like, oh, I want to know who she says we need to follow. Like, that's a great headline. It's a great headline. I've got a headline from somebody else. This class is going to change your life. This one is from Celine Johnson. Read this only if you want to work with me. I mean, this headline, no one wants to talk about it, but we really need to. And so I have a confession to make. Like, I have them dating back to 2019. I have some good subject lines that is, encouraged me to open up emails. So I save those. That way, when I'm writing an email for Team Allwood, that I, have a launching point sometimes for just an idea. Because if you're like me, you're like, okay, got to write an email. You sit down, and then sometimes you're just blank, right? You're like, I got nothing. And so this will help you to have a starting point so you're not just left at nothing. Okay. So I want you to really work on your subject line. You need to make sure that the title is not so long that when you do a test email to yourself that you don't get all of the pertinent parts of that subject line. You need to make sure that that subject line is catchy enough. Like the other day, I opened something. In fact, do I have something in my inbox right now from Athleta? Athleta always gets me. So does Red Dress Boutique. Because they'll have a catchy line that's something along the lines of, make sure you've got this color in your closet for fall. Well, of course, like the part of me that has FOMO is like, well, I want to know what color they're telling everybody to wear for fall. So before you know it, I'm opening up the email, and then there's pictures, and then I'm on their website, and then I'm trying to convince myself that I don't need another pair of pants or sweatshirt or whatever. So make it catchy. Okay. I personally love when people use emojis in their subject lines because I'm an emoji girl in real life. If I'm on a texting, basis with you, I use emojis. I use lots of exclamation points, all of those things. You can also add the recipient's name. And so if you don't know how to do that inside of your, email system, you need to do a search and figure out how to do that. So basically, I can send an email that says, hey, Kathy, I really want to coach you this year. Or, hey, Julie, what if what you're missing is a really good coach? Or I'm just making that up. But using your recipient's first name is really good. And probably all of you have had this go wrong before too, where you've gotten an email from someone, even possibly from Team Allwood, because there's been a time or two that I have done this or the team has done this, where it says, hey, and then it has brackets, first name. We really want to see you inside. And I'm like, oh, every time we accidentally do that, which thank goodness is far and few between. But I think that that's just a personal touch that a lot of people like. Make your subject line sound like you. I mean, for the love, please don't make it sound like somebody else. Make sure that it is, there's a sense of urgency, or like this has to be open before Sunday. I also think that sometimes we always want to come from like this positive angle, when actually sometimes I think it's more beneficial to come from like a negative angle. Let me give you an example. I did a podcast episode just a few weeks ago about, we were going to title it How to Launch Your Children Well to College, or, whatever. And I didn't love that. So I went to the team and I'm like, how else could I phrase this? What else could I call it? And Nell's like, well, why don't we say how not to launch your kids? And I'm like, oh, that's really good. Or what not to do. So think of that when you're sitting down, you're writing out a title for your email. You can come from the negative side. You can come from the what not to do. All I want you to think of is your ideal person, the person that that you can most serve or coach or help or whatever. Like, what's going to get him or her to open up that email from you? If it's like coming from a negative angle, then do that. Okay. I also suggest that you figure out what is the best day of week to send out emails and what's the best time of day. All right. Studies show that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 to 11 or 1 to 3. Okay, let me say that again, are the best times for you to have the best chance of people actually opening up your email. So again, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's 9 to 11 before lunch or 1 to 3 right after lunch. Okay, let me tell you why. Mondays, our habits are this. We've had emails coming into our inbox throughout the weekend. We get into the office or open up our inbox at home while the kids are napping on a Monday morning, whatever. And Monday morning tendencies are to just clear stuff out. They're not to open up emails and just read. So that's why Mondays are usually not the greatest day for emails. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yes. Friday, a lot of people are checking out for long weekends. And of course, the weekends are the weekends. We've sent out emails on Sunday nights for many, many years because I know our ideal audience. And a lot of times our ideal audience is middle-aged women. And they're kind of winding down after a weekend. They're kind of gearing up for the week ahead. Maybe, spouse is watching Sunday night football. They're, searching Instagram and just in their inbox. And so we've actually had really good luck with Sunday nights. You don't want to send things at like lunchtime because people aren't sitting at their desk then. Like, when are people at their desk? When are people checking their emails? If your ideal audience is moms of young kids, then send out emails like early evening, or, after a mom would maybe put her kiddos to bed, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. But think of like your ideal person. But studies do show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 to 11 or 1 to 3. I always suggest people keep a very, uh, loose folder on their desktop or wherever your inbox is of some good inspirational emails, both for the subject lines and for the inside copy. I think it's just good to have examples. Use ChatGPT to help you like come up with the name of an email. Literally go to ChatGPT and type in something that says, give me 5 email subject lines to tell people that they need to listen to the Jennifer Allwood podcast. And it'll give me 5 subject lines. Take one of those and run with it or tweak it or whatever. And then the last thought that I want to give you is to clean out your email list on occasion. Now, listen, this is painful. Every time Nell does this to me, I'm like, why? Why do you do this? And why do you tell me? And stop telling me because it makes my heart hurt. Because she'll be like, hey, we wiped out 6,000 emails today. And I'm like, oh my gosh, stop. Why? Why are you doing that? But it's people that haven't opened an email from myself, from Team Allwood in at least like 6 months' time. It is to keep our open rate higher. It is to also not waste the time and money sending to people who opened one and they're never going to open again. Listen, if people haven't opened something from you in 6 months, it's highly unlikely they're going to for a long, long time. So keep your email list clean. It hurts your ego, but it helps the pocketbook, and it does help your deliverability, and it does help your open rates. So there's that. All right. Last thing I want to mention, if you have not started an email list, I want you to go right now to equipped360.com. That's EQUIPT, equipped360.com. That is our software that can help you to grow, start an email list or grow one if you've got an email list and you'd like to like shift it over to something easier. This is our all-in-one marketing platform for online business owners. We have, I think, over 500 users of the software right now that we have white labeled. It is such an incredible product. We have people on my team who help you with, the whole tech side of email deliverability. There's a lot of important things you need to do when you set up an email list for the first time. Things from a techie point of view that Nell, teaches, things like updating DNS records. I mean, the first time she told me that, I'm like, what are you saying, DNS records? But our team, my team, will teach you all of that. Equip 360 is an incredible all-in-one marketing platform for everything you need for your small business, including email. Go now and grab that and let us help you get your email list set up so that you can start sending emails and then, be focused on how are you going to get people to open those. All right. I hope that this was really helpful. This was fun for me to talk about. I've been sending emails, goodness, guys, for what? 19 years now, 20 years. It's been a long, long time. And I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know on Instagram, share this podcast, tag me on it. If you're watching here on YouTube, will you let me know below if you send emails regularly or how I can help? Okay. All right. Bless you, my friends. Bye-bye. Easton, Easton. So I was sitting on my foot, so I was up here, and then I got off my foot, so then now I'm down here. So I kind of did this during the whole podcast. Sorry about that.